Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a very basic MetaJS project, which is a open source library for creating web VR content, which is super handy because it allows you to write one code like this. It's actually one line, actually one word, new cube, and I have this cube in a web application I can run on my desktop computer, on my smartphone, or on my desktop computer using the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive, but I only have to write it once, which is awesome. So we start by setting up a very basic Node.js project, which should be able to handle ES6. We do so by creating a directory, just call it meta1, enter the directory, open everything up in Atom, which should show us nothing because it's still an empty project. In here we're gonna create the directories source and lib. Here they are. And since we of course want to use the Node package manager, we also initiate that. And because we want to use ES6, we also have to set up Babel to transpile that, since it's still not available in Node.js and also not in all the browsers. So once that's done, we need our Babel configuration file, which is usually called babelrc. In here we specify the presets we're going to use, which is going to be only one, the environment preset. And then we going to specify another script, another run script. We just call it the build script, which is simply running Babel and tells it to take all the files in the source directory and transpile them into the out directory lib. And then we also gonna specify the custom start script, which tells Node to run our transpiled index.js. So that should be it. So let's check if that works by creating a module file, which by default exports our function hello, which takes the name and simply returns a string greeting the name we provide. And using ES6, we should be able to import that now by typing import hello from module, and then we should be able to run that by calling the function, and let's just create space. So that should already be it and give us some space greeting. So let's type npm one build and npm run start. Hello space, here we go. That means we have our Node.js project up and running and we are able to use ES6. Since we create a VR web application, of course we also need a web server. We create one using Express, so we need to install Express and also the path module. So once that installed, let's delete this and import the path module and Express. And we define our server app as Express, which should basically use Express static function, which should look for files in the public directory we create here, we define here, and serve them on port 5000 and print the message that our server is listening. So let's see if it works. npm run build, npm run start, server is listening. If we now go to our browser, open up localhost port 5000, we get an error. Why is that? In here we defined our public directory that should be served, but we don't even have that directory in here. So if we create a directory in here and call it public, and in here we create our index.js, we also have to take care. So all the stuff in here is going to be rendered on the client side. So not in here, not using Node.js. So all of that stuff we need to bundle and pack using Webpack. We are going to set up Webpack in another video. Set up Webpack. Stop this, install Webpack, and also the install Webpack and also the Webpack HTML plugin. So the Webpack configuration file needs also to be in the main directory and to be called webpack.config.babel.js. And in here we import path from path Webpack from Webpack and HTML Webpack plugin from HTML Webpack plugin. And we export our settings, which are first, Webpack needs to know where to start. And as we defined, we want to have our client-side files in source public. So in here. Next, we need to define the output. So we need to define a file name, which on default is always called bundle, since all of our files we're going to have in here are going to be bundled in one single file. And now we need to define our output directory, which is going to be lib public. Now comes the clue. We need to define the loaders, and in here we need to write look for any JS files exclude node modules and load them using Babel loader. And usually we would have to put a index HTML in here, but there's this super handy plugin which does that for us. We just need to call HTML Webpack plugin, and this is going to create a basic HTML file for us. So, if we now type in here some super basic JavaScript like hello space, let's see if it works. Oh, we nearly forgot one thing. We also need to call Webpack on the building process. Webpack. So npm one build run start. We got an error. Something is wrong. Oh, file. Plugins. Always plural. Here we go. Go to the browser, open up localhost port 5000, hello space. It works. So, now we are finally ready to use Meta. So, as I promised in the very beginning, all we're gonna have are 2 lines. So, of course, first we need to install Meta. by typing npm install meta client. So now let's delete this. We should be able to, for example, import a cube from meta client, and all we need to do now is create a new instance of a cube and on the whole project again, npm run, npm start. Let's go to the browser, open up localhost, port 5000, and here we go. We have our cube. So this can be entered on your desktop computer, using an VR headset, HTC Vive, or the Oculus Rift, as well as on your smartphone, but you only have to write your code once. These 2 lines. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.